What's going on, YouTube? Claic Yuzolt back again with another Final Fantasy Brave Exvius news update, and this is one of the biggest ones I want to talk about, at least for me. We are finally getting anime collab in Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, and it's one of my favorite, if not my favorite anime of all time, Full Metal Alchemist. Let's get into it. Alright guys, big news coming into FFBE, and we got it from the JP 4th Anniversary Fan Festa stream they did just this morning or last night in Japan. Thank you to Nazda, which is the Reddit mod, the one that runs the FFBE Reddit, for putting all this stuff together. But yes, I even have a tattoo of the Ouroboros from Full Metal Alchemist is coming to FFBE JP, which, if any indication is correct with Dragon Quest 11 collab, the Kingdom Hearts collab, whenever it comes to JP, it should be hitting us within a month. And I've been talking about it since the Katy Perry collab, Ariana Grande, and a lot of my viewers, and hopefully you guys too, that are watching this, even if you don't really care for anime, you'll think this is a cool idea because the characters are just so unique and amazing. So that's the first thing. I'm going to skip through all this. We're going to go through some of this news for the JP version because it could pertain to global, but more so than likely, we're just going to be talking about a couple of the things I'm super excited about from this. And first up, we're going to talk about Edward Elric is going to be a character in FFBE. This is totally legit. I will have this Reddit link and this Reddit thread linked in the description below for you guys to take a look at. But first and foremost, it says coming sometime near in the future. Can't give out more information than that. Characters will be more than the two main protagonists in Edward and Alphonse. And if I had to guess at all, I would think there would be Roy Mustang, and then there would also be somebody like Lust. I would love to see Scar, maybe Armstrong. I don't think Armstrong would be one that they would pick, but Lust and Roy Mustang do seem like two they would go for. But I don't know how many of them they would make 5-star base because, you know, they all really deserve it coming from the anime. So, cannot believe this. Again, Full Metal Alchemist is, the games were produced by Square Enix, so there is some kind of Square Enix tie to this, that maybe that just means, you know, hey, they're just going to touch in on this anime, they won't go for other ones. But let's just talk about the units themselves. So we have Ed here. They don't have any information. They kind of just had their standing animations going. So if you actually go to the video, which should be linked somewhere in this thread, and watch it through, you're going to be able to watch them move a little bit. The animation, like, you know, their standing animation should be there. But for Ed, I'm thinking I want to see something like a hybrid damage dealer, okay? He's obviously going to be a damage dealer. I would like to see him have a little bit of support and not just be just a straight, normal, you know, kind of Riku, even though I love Riku, damage dealer that we get from collaborations. I want him to have some kind of pizzazz, something really strong. Because Ed, as an alchemist, if you guys don't know anything about Full Metal Alchemist, Edward Elric is an alchemist, meaning that he can make things happen with magic or alchemy, and create something from other things. So he can transform, you know, maybe rocks into a big spear, or metal on his arm. He has a metal arm. He can change that into a big sword. So he has the ability to have some type of support along with that, right? Because he can make maybe some healing items. He can make some defensive walls, but maybe that would be more for Alphonse. But I don't want Ed to just be sitting at a point where he will just be, you know, he does AMOE chaining family or bolting strike chaining family, and that's it. Like, he does lightning. He's probably going to be, he probably will be with the element lightning, I would assume. I'm assuming his LB is just going to be him clapping his hands together, making a big giant gun, and it's shooting down. That's my guess on his LB. But I think there's also an opportunity here to kind of, I don't think they'll do it, but I wish they would. Kind of like how Barrel was and what they tried to do with Barrel, where there was two different types of Barrel, essentially. You know, you have Heaven Mode or Hell Mode. They could really do that for Ed, where, like, when he doesn't have his Automel sword out, he's kind of in heal or support mode, and he could do support things, like maybe put damage mitigation up or heal somebody, or maybe boost somebody else's attack with alchemy, etc. But then you could switch to attack mode, and he brings the sword out, and that's when he could do his damage. I think that would be a very unique thing they could do with Ed. But overall, the alchemist type job class leaves a lot to be used here and a lot of different opportunities. So that's my thoughts on Ed. Now, moving on down, there is another character they did reveal, and it's our boy, Alphonse Elric. His sprite looks amazing, in my opinion. He better be a tank. That's just how I'm going to put it. He better be a bruiser tank. I don't care if he's magic cover tank or if he's, you know, physical cover tank, but that's what I want for my boy, Alphonse Elric. He, you know, one of his specialties, which I did talk about, Ed uses it too, is when he, you know, touches the ground in big stone. He transforms the ground into big stone pillars that kind of protect them when they need help. And I think that would be a great thing for Al to do. And also, he also is an expert in alchemy like Ed. And so He's a big suit of armor, if you guys don't know Full Metal Alchemist, and he has the ability to, you know, really dish out the damage. He's a martial art expert. He's very, very good. He's even better than Ed when it comes to that. So I think he'd be like, you know, like a Gladdy Daddy. He could be like a tank that can also dish out the damage. But I really, really, really want him to be a tank over a damage dealer, because that would make more variety within our collaboration banner instead of it all being damage dealers. Because if we look at the other opportunities of characters, they said these will not be the only ones. You know, Roy Mustang is going to be a damage dealer. Roy Mustang pretty much snaps his fingers with alchemy and makes fire. He's going to be like a fire mage or a fire physical damage dealer. And then if we use Lust uses her, like, her power. She shoots out her fingernails and like cuts things up really easy. So those aren't going to be really leading to support. And Scar, one of my other favorites, if he's picked, he kind of blows things up with his hands with his alchemy marks on his arms. So a lot of them are going to be damage dealers, and that's pretty much how, you know, when we watch anime, when we watch video games, when we watch movies, we like to see the people doing action. We like to see people going in. There are support roles, but those are the ones that kind of the money makers, right? The main characters. So I'm really hoping they just take Al and do us right and give him at least tanking. And if they make Ed something more than just a plain damage dealer, I'm going to be out of this world, blown over. I'm already ready. I'm just hoping that this comes to global within that same time frame that Dragon Quest XI or that the Kingdom Hearts collab came in. So hopefully it's some kind of deal like that where they have to push it out. Now we probably will get, you know, lower ones than JP got, you know, a little bit weaker, a little bit not as strong, and they'll get upgraded later. But for me, every unit they've done that with, like Riku, for example, have been really powerful. Sora, when he was out, were really powerful for the time they were out, and then they eventually got upgraded. So I'm very excited about that. Another thing I want to talk about is going a little bit off of FFBE, but kind of not. War of the Visions has a release date for the Japanese version of the game, and that's going to be November 14th. So, you know, again, you know, I'm leaving to go to that FanFesta event, or that live stream event in New York, and I think it's on the 16th, so I'll leave on the 15th, so I'll get to play it for a day. These mobile companies love releasing stuff when I'm leaving. Speaking of that, Last Claudia has an official release date of this Thursday, and guess where I'm going? To Disney for the week, so I'll be able to play for one day. I'm going to stream, make a couple videos on it to keep you guys updated, but then I'm gone for a week, so you guys are going to totally blitz me in that game that's based on grinding. So yeah, it's going to be pretty tough. Anyway, so War of the Visions is going to be released on the 14th. You guys are going to be able to get a free Black Mage. They call her Witch Ishtola, but it's going to be Black Mage Ishtola here because we reached that amount of people pre-registering. And apparently there's going to be a crossover with FFB. And look how cute and pretty that Fina looks. I love the art from this game. I cannot wait to try it. Now, my plans with this game are, so this is going to be, you know, this is going to tie into people in FFBE can get up to, what is that? 10,000 lapis? I can't really tell if it adds the 5,000 to 5,000. So what is that? Yeah, 10,250? No, this 250 is, this is the currency for War of the Visions. So unsure if it's, yeah, it's probably 10,000 lapis then, and 250 of whatever currency it is for War of the Visions. And then War of the Visions, you also get a Fina, which shows that FFBE characters of present tense, I guess you could say, because War of the Visions take part in the past, will be coming to War of the Visions somehow. Visions, you know what I mean? It's that they just work like this. We're gonna be able to get this cute Fina. Now, my plans for War of the Visions, you guys maybe are asking yourselves, you know, so you just said you're gonna be playing JP. What are you gonna do? I'm going to play JP to have fun. Obviously, I'm very excited about the game. There's multiplayer, 4-player multiplayer. There's going to be guilds. There's going to be PvP. I'm going to learn the game JP. I'm going to get, you know, really, first off, I want to report on it. Obviously, it's a huge thing for me as a content creator, and I'm so excited about it. But as soon as Global comes out, JP is going to be gone for me. I'm not going to be spending any money on JP. I'm just going to be having fun, free to play, swinging those units around that I do get a hold of, and just trying to learn the best I can so I can teach you guys. If you don't want to play JP and you don't want to really follow my content when it comes to the JP version of it, don't worry, I will be switching immediately to Global and covering that with my full heart when it comes out. But I will be playing JP for the time being until the Global version comes out, which they said it's not going to be as long as FFBE took to come out in Global. So FFBE JP coming to Global. FFBE War of the Vision should be out within 3 to 4 months, I think, is their plan. So we're looking at like maybe a March release date, maybe early February, who knows, or maybe late April. You know, these things take some time. So yeah, lots of exciting things. We got Last Claudia this coming Thursday, next month on the 14th, which is about exactly a month from today. We get War of the Visions finally, and you know, Full Metal Alchemist is happening sometime in our game. What a world, what a day to be alive today, you know what I mean? Another thing I want to speak on is a couple of the rewards that the JP version of the game is getting, and something I want to talk about with Global. So they are getting they're getting a lot more of the prisms being put into the shop. Let me see if I can find where that is. They're getting a lot more of the prisms put into the shop. I'll just stop here. from old past collabs, you know, in the Trust Coin shop, the mix, they call it the Mixer shop on JP. So it's going to give you guys the opportunity to make some of the units from limited time banners to make them 7-star. That's on the JP version. I'm hoping that comes to global, obviously. So make sure you don't go around spinning your Trust Coins a little willy-nilly. And then another thing they have is they're giving a Prism for the 4th anniversary that can be used on anything. It is just an all-around Prism that can be used on anything that you want it to be used on. Yeah, it's kind of insane. Here it is, all Prism, and it looks like this. Isn't that crazy? An all Prism. 10/22, October 22nd. It's a cool design. Obviously, it looks like the Prism, but like, you know, more. That's the best way you can put it. But then it says the Mixer. A whole lot of collabs are being added to the Mixer. You can see they added a bunch of the collabs from JP that got put on there that you guys can get their Prisms, and then you get the all Prism. So hopefully that comes to global. The one big thing I am stuck on now that we need to constructively criticism Gumi and Square Enix on right now. Story reset for season 3 is coming to JP. They've had season 2 apparently already. They've had season 1. Global hasn't had anything. Global has had no story reset at all. They talked about it at that live stream event I went to in April. I think it was April. Somewhere April, May, whatever, in LA. And they said, you know, we're going to do story update a little bit different than JP. Oh, really? And it's not going to exist. And they said that, you know, it'll be coming out slower in like different increments. It won't be all at the same time. Well, guys, I mean, you gave JP all of it. You just keep giving them all of it. Like, at a certain point, they're lapping us a storyline in a season and a half. You got to give us something. So, like, I think that's something we need to make sure they're aware of. That again, don't go in there, F Gumi this, F Square Enix. They're not going to listen to you. They're just going to go, okay, that's the same damn guy that keeps just screaming at us. But if you go in there and be like, hey, guys, this is why I think we deserve it. I mean, if you look at the JP version of the game, you know, you guys are giving it two to three times over. And yeah, I know, Global and JP, different games. But at a certain point, the straw breaks the camel's back, right? Like, they have to listen to us, and we have a lot of stuff backing us up. So I think it's something we really want to talk about. Moving on from all the stuff, I'm not going to go over a lot of this JP stuff because who knows what happens with Global. Now, I did share some of the things that I'm excited about, but those are the things I chose to talk about. Moving on from that, there is, like I talked about, I am going to be going to the New York live stream event that I do believe is on November 16th. Obviously, live stream event, meaning you could go or you could watch it yourself. I don't know if the tickets are sold out or not yet. What do I expect from that? People have been asking me that. We're just talking about FFB at this point. I'm expecting them to talk about the Summon Fest banners, the ones that are supposed to come out, and, you know, limited summon pool, meaning like they delete, or not delete, but they remove a lot of the old past, like, not as useful 5-star units, but you cannot UOC the units that are on the banner. Better banner rates, because right now we're dealing with like 3% rainbow rates with 1% on banner, 2% off. When that banner comes out, it should be 3% on, 2% off, and everything changed to 5% on the Summon Fest. So 5% rainbow. So, you know, we don't know what's going to be like for Global. I expect that to be announced there. I'm hoping that Full Metal Alchemist gets announced there for Global and maybe a date at that point. I'm also hoping they have a War of the Visions release date for Global, or at least some kind of update. They have to, because they haven't said anything for Global. I mean, Japan's been pushing a lot of content. Global doesn't have anything going on right now with War of the Visions, and you know it's coming, so I don't understand where that's at. And then I expect Christmas units and maybe a surprise collab or two, and hopefully some new game modes. I'm not going to hold my breath on that. Maybe they'll talk about the stuff that came out in JP, like the 3 to 4 star base dungeons, which I don't really hear about those a lot, so I don't know if they like kind of stopped doing that in JP or not. You guys can let me know in the comments below. The tower event may be coming, and maybe Parasite Eve will finally be talked about as a collaboration. Who knows? But a lot of exciting stuff coming to the mobile game, mobile gaming community, at least mine. You know, Last Claudia, War of the Visions, Full Metal Alchemist, all this FFBE stuff. The live stream next November 16th, next month. Going to be a lot of cool stuff to talk about. So if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below how excited you are to see Edward Elric and my boy Alphonse Elric coming into FFBE and hopefully into Global. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Claic Yuzolt, so you can join along on our streams. It's always a fun time. Oh, speaking of streams, we're switching to Thursday night pools because the events have been switched to open on Thursday night. So that's not why the whole last Friday night stream thing happened, because the pools, the events, and the banners are now being released on Thursday after maintenance, so we don't have to wait a day. So we might as well stream and have fun on Thursday night. We'll keep going on Friday, but the pools will be moved to Thursday at 8 p.m. EST. And then subscribe for future content. We'll catch you guys in the next video.